G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in for a very special delayed broadcast this evening. This is round 9 of the Alliance Sim Racing V8 Supercars series, and we are here at the ever amazing Portimão for what promises to be an epic night of racing as always from these drivers. And we are here, the penultimate round of this series. This is of course the 9th round of the 10 round series, and next week, in fact not even next week, 2 nights from now, we're going to Bathurst to finish it out. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited. My name is Jared Cole. I'm joined in the commentary booth, as always, by my good friend Dean Hopton. Biggles, how are you, mate?
Jared, I'm excited to be over here in Portugal, my friend. The tapas are delicious, and the motor racing is going to be even more spicy. It's fantastic, as you mentioned. Bathurst just around the corner, mate. But first of all, we have to get through round 9, and this should be a good one. This track is famous, isn't it? Elevation changes. It's got practically everything you have, and we are live, even though we're kind of not live, but trust me, we do not know anything, Jared, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these results are going to pan out.
Yeah, you and me both, mate. We're expecting, of course, the usual players, I'm sure, to make a good showing. But who knows? Portimão is such a variable track. You know, anything can happen, and often does. And so, really, I mean, the championship points, sure, that's one thing, but in terms of the victor tonight, it's open for just about anyone. We've seen this track once before, you and I, in our commentating career together, but not with the V8s going around it. That was, I believe, if memory serves, open wheelers. So this is a very, very different discipline, of course. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens. Let's have a chat about the format for this evening. So, of course, we've got solo qualifying coming up shortly. A couple of laps each for the drivers to set their best possible times there. We're getting into then race 1, 13 lap sprint, always a good way to start it off. And then race 2, a little bit different, as always, we like to mix it up. 26 laps for race 2, a reverse top 10 from race number 1, and 2 compulsory pit stops in race 2 tonight. So that's going to really break it up a bit. And has a real potential to change the game entirely for these drivers if they get that timing wrong. Safety cars, of course, always a threat, always something to look out for, and possibly the best chance for these drivers to actually get their pit stops done. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, Biggles.
Yeah, you mentioned as well too, reverse top 10 is always going to be a spanner in the mix. But on top of it, when you throw those 2 compulsory pit stops, and on top of it, a chance of a safety car at any time. Well, I mean, if there's going to be a big accident, it's usually on lap 1, isn't it? And are you going to be going in too early there? Is it going to compromise your chances and you want to go back in again later on? How deep can you go? How much gas do you have? Do you have enough tyres? Portimão is a bit of a tyre chewer. There's a lot of what ifs in this scenario here for our penultimate round.
Absolutely. And look, let's talk for just a moment about the standings after round 8. We don't have those to show to you tonight, so you're going to have to listen in carefully to keep up with this. Matt van der Krantz still out in front, 2,856 points. It's going to be hard to beat him at this point, really, isn't it? He's got such a lead built up. And with only one round after this, Stephen Varga sitting in second place on 2,766 is going to have to really bring out something special to even have a shot of taking that number one spot away from Matty van der Kraan. Trav Hunt and Trav Daly locked in a battle for third and fourth. Those guys, just sitting right there, waiting to swap it around. We've seen some good battles with them all season. We've got Gary Buckland, who finds himself up in fifth as well. And then, those guys all unchanged, mind you, from the round prior. Then there's a bit of movement. We've got Troy Sipple, who's regained his number 6 spot. We've got Damon Fisher, who's up into equal 7th now, with Daniel Sheriffs, who's jumped 4 points after his amazing round in round 8. Peter Sattler's dropped 1 down into 9th. And then Chris Burridge, who we know has got the pace, unfortunately finds himself sitting back in 10th still, although he's up a couple of spots from the round prior. So still a lot to play for. It's not all said and done already. We've just got to see how tonight pans out, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct, mate. So going into from race 8, Matty's still got a bit of a lead at the moment in this championship from Stephen Varga and Travis Hunt, but anything can be done. So we're going to let everybody know that you can get those results on Sim Racer Hub. We won't post those links out or not that, because if you are tuning in right now and you don't know what's going on in the results, you don't want to be spoiling it. So just check them out later. Just make sure you bookmark that all the time. Go to Sim Racer Hub and, of course, type in, the Alliance Sim Racing League, and you should be able to find everything you need to find. But for now, we don't want to get too far into the future, my friend, because we're right here, right now, in round 9.
Exactly right, and the driver's just getting underway with qualifying, so we'll check that out in just a second. I ask you this every time. I've never managed to bait an answer out of you yet, but is tonight the night that you're willing to put some money on the line and tell me who you think's walking away with the round win?
No, I will not.
He's staying consistent. He's staying consistent.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I'm still too new. I'm still too new to this league. I've had the luxury of coming in and sharing the booth with you for a few races now, but you're still throwing me under the bus, mate. I mean, start of the season, how about that? If we're looking at the start of the new season, all right. Then I'll get out of the fence, and I'll start swinging on one side or the other and choose a driver for you.
All right, look, fair enough, mate, fair enough. Let's go down to the track and take a look at some of the qualifying action. It looks like Phil Marsh might be the first out on track this evening, so we'll follow him around for a bit and see how he's looking. But these guys have got a bit of time up their sleeve to get these couple of laps in, so we'll just have to wait and see, who puts in the best time over the next. What have we got? About 8.5 minutes left of the qualifying session, so not a lot of time for these drivers to get in amongst it. But look, my money tonight, I think it's only fair. If you're not going to call it out, then I will. My money, as always, has got to be on Matty van der Kraan. We know he's got huge pace, but I would really love to see one of the Travises putting in a good qualifying time. That's what I'm hoping for here, Biggles.
One of the Travises.
One of the Travis. Could be Travis Hunt. Could be Trav Daly. Either way, as I knock stuff around my desk in excitement. We do.
Yeah, don't
we do
spill
have a
water
couple.
on your keyboard like I did the other day, mate. Thankfully, everything's good to go on that one.
It's not ideal, is it? So we're
drivers
we're
have stuff to deal with. Think of us up in the commentary box every once in a while as somebody takes a very deep exit out at the corner there, and they're qualifying laps at the moment there. And I've got some new graphics there. I see you're sporting there, my friend.
We are. Look, we're trying out a slightly different overlay package at the moment. So let us know what you think. We're just going to have a play around with this. I know it's probably something that's fairly familiar to anyone who's watched a bit of sim racing visuals before, a bit of broadcasting before. You're probably familiar with the SDK package, but thought we'd give it a shot. It seems to work better with these delayed broadcasts.
Well, I see a purple Travis name.
There we go.
I'm seeing a purple Travis name, mate. That's going to tell me at the moment he's got the fastest sector. But then again, I'd have to say nobody's set a time yet. So, Travis set the fastest time of everybody. So, by the way, too, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you pop in and say hello. Of course, some drivers get an opportunity to actually watch themselves on track in the past or in the future.
It's not often they get to do this, is it?
Yeah.
It's one of the options, I suppose, when it comes to these delayed broadcasts. Is it gives you an opportunity to come and check it out from outside of the cockpit. We actually had another delayed broadcast earlier this week and had a number of the drivers dropping by to give some gentle ribbing, let's say, around some of the performances on track.
He could go there and go beef and go, he doored me. He doored me into turn 3, I swear. And, like, you know, that. Oh, you know what? Tell us. It's fine. Travis across the line.
Why not?
And he bangs in a 141.1 on the dial, mate. 1 second quicker than everybody else, but it's only the first lap. They only get 2 qualifying laps, right, mate?
It's early. It's early days, so we'll have to just wait and see what happens, I suppose. Let's take a look, though. Trav Hunt will be out on his second lap, so let's just jump over to him and see if we can catch him here somewhere. And there he is. Van der Kraan in second at the moment, 0.04 behind. So I'm crossing my fingers here. I want to see one of the Travs out in front at the end of this.
Where's Bugsy, mate? Bugsy's down P7. Now, Bugsy needs to remember, Bugsy's second in the championship currently at the moment. We all know Van der Krakenly Quick is the one to beat. And of course, Travis Hunt in the championship hunt as well, too. And if I say one more time, Travis is going to murder me. He's third in the championship, so they're the top 3 you want to be look out in this race as well as the rest. I think Travis Daly a little bit further down, and Gary Buckland, P4 and P5 in the championship going into this round, my friend. And just to let everybody know in the audience, because Jared's so busy and has been very busy this week, we don't know what's going on. This is to us as live as we get. All right, so please, absolutely no spoiler alerts out there because we want to keep this as authentic as possible.
Absolutely, 100%. And just pointing out, look who's back again this week. Scotty Rankin's rejoined us. Good to see.
Yeah, you can't miss the old goons, mate.
No, gotta love it. Let's see what sort of time he can put in here as he makes his way around. At the moment, sitting third with his first laps effort, so not a bad start. He obviously is a bit of a fan of Portimão. Oh, as I say that.
Yeah, that's on you, mate. What are you doing there? It's one more quarter to go, and he got laughing.
He's gonna have to really lean on that first effort, obviously, because that's probably not what he wanted.
Ooh, who's coming out of that corner?
That's Chris Burridge, just maybe getting some start line practice in by the look of things.
Yeah, that's actually a bloody good idea. Because I tell you what, mate, I don't know how many leagues I've broadcast of standing still starts, and you know how many people bog down and make mistakes, and I've only seen a handful of drivers actually do standing start practices. Yeah. And I tell you what, mate, makes all the difference because, you know, you mess up that clutch pedal, that loud pedal when it's go, 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 and you'll be you're seeing yourself 5 positions down by turn 1. You're wondering why.
It's not what you want. Absolutely. Simon Haynes sets himself a 9th spot there, so not bad. Not bad. We're just watching Daniel Sheriff's now, one of the last couple to finish up their qualifying run. Jamie McKnight out on track at the moment as well, not too far behind. Sheriff setting a reasonable pace, but I don't know if he's going to improve much on his... Oh, I've got to stop talking about people tonight, clearly.
He's drifting, mate. Yeah, you got the curses coming tooth and nail here. What's happened there, Jared? Yeah. You have a week of work off, mate. You're running around the country everywhere, and now all of a sudden you're throwing curses tooth and nail at these poor drivers.
Yeah, it's not quite what I had in mind, honestly. But here we are. This is Jamie McKnight.
Hey, Simon's out there. Evening all. G'day, Simon, mate. You know what? You even get a luxury at the moment of watching this race here that you've already contributed to point the camera at you every once in a while. You can even give us a heads up to say, hey, maybe there's some action at lap 12. Keep an eye on the number 243 machine. Is it number 243 for Simon? Yes, it is. Hey, Simon, you've got your racing number next to your name. Good on you.
McKnight decides not to set a final time there on his way into the pits, and now just Scotty Rankin out there with one last... Oh, look, that's not the fastest way through a corner, but it's one of the more spectacular ones.
That's the old Kiwi, the old Shane Vaney doing drifting there for NASCAR.
Yeah, a bit of Van Gisbergen looks there,
yeah,
but
you can do that.
Not
show up with it's like the Summernats, isn't it, in Australia? We'll show you how to drift, mate. We'll show you to do burnouts.
Oh, that is a hell of a pit entry too. Bloody hell.
I don't think he's going to get a penalty.
No, I wouldn't think so. But geez, that was a big pit entry there. So we'll just have to wait and see how it all wraps up. But that looks like everyone done with qualifying.
Simon
now.
says race 1's going to be excellent. Race 2 is going to be even better. All right, thanks, Simon.
I mean, that goes without saying for these guys, doesn't it? That's
Simon's going to win race 2. Don't tell me that, Simon. You win race 2? Oh, come on.
It's all done. We may as well just finish up and go home now. Simon Haynes
mate.
just all
That's
over it.
Wrap it up. Just skip to the end and no, we don't.
Just jump ahead, you reckon? No, none of that.
Time travel forward is impossible apparently, according to the laws of physics. So we cannot do it, mate.
It's unfortunate. I was getting excited about the idea for just a little while.
Yeah,
there.
Einstein. How about this? Can we not skip to the future? Maybe we could, but we're not going to do it. So, how'd that qualifying results go, mate?
Yeah, let's get a bit of focus back, I suppose. We're just waiting on the official results coming through here. We're just about done though, and we'll be into race number 1. I believe, from what I caught on the timing screens before the drivers all pulled in there, but I'm pretty sure Trav Hunt's got pole for this one. That's what I think.
That we saw it on the timing tower. Yeah, he's at those purples, and purples is like those fruity machines in the UK, isn't it? Like, getting all the purple cherries or whatever. I don't know. I've never played a fruity machine in the UK. But
so there we go. Trav
Hunt did
on pole. Matt van der Kraan, second place. Couldn't improve on that time, unfortunately. Scotty Rankin and Chris Burridge on the second row. Then Jamie McKnight and Stephen Varga, with Gary Buckland and Chad Vigar behind. Peter Sattler and Simon Haynes rounding out the top 10, with Daniel Sheriffs and Sean Vandermeulen just outside for race number 1 tonight. We'll give these guys a moment to grid up as I try and come to grips with our TV package here. So do bear with me as we work through that tonight. But the driver's getting ready on the grid now.
There you go, mate.
Jump ahead. So here we go. We're getting there. Trav Daly, unfortunately, back in P13. So I talked him up. Maybe I brought that on him. Todd Martin, though, back in 14th. Reg James and Troy Sippel alongside each other a bit further back. Then Scott Perrins and Matthew Stoyles with Nick Hassler and Craig Rose rounding out the top 20. Peter Latham and James Hardy just behind them. Michael Hayes and Dane Nothdurft further back in the field this evening. And then, rounding that out, Anita Buckland and Phil Marsh. Scott Bartine in the safety car, so we'll have to figure that out later on. But Rick Viggar, Tim Nicol, I think, is sitting alongside the safety car as well, if I'm not mistaken. But Damon Fisher,
the safety car's out-qualified some of the field here, gentlemen. You gotta pick up your game a little bit here.
Yeah, look, I'm not entirely convinced that that's how it's meant to. I'm entirely convinced that that's how it's meant to be showing up. But anyhow, we'll wait for these guys to get underway. We shouldn't be too far off here, though.
So keep out for, old Travie and Matty down in turn 1. It's going to be very, very interesting to see who's going to stick their nose in and get chopped off like a plastic surgeon. Talk to the Cardassians if we think about that one. But we are here in Portugal. And evening, everybody. Welcome along. Of course, round 9. So this is it, penultimate round. Is going to get a whole chunk of points there to get themselves into closer and closer to that championship hunt. Mr. Jared, up to you.
We're away. Trav Hunt maintains his lead just barely off the start. But here comes Scott Rankin diving to the inside ahead of Matt van der Kraan. What a start from him off the second row. Can't be unhappy with that at all. These guys will need to sort themselves out quickly. Portimão takes no prisoners if you're not careful. This hairpin particular. Oh, big slide. Huge slide from one of the Angry Birds races there. Chad Vigar, I think that was going sideways. And that's caused all sorts of drama further back in the field.
Gary Buckland too as well. Yeah, what a lodge from Scotty. Scotty's just absolutely nailed it there. Shouldn't cause a safety car because imagine, believe it or not, on the racing line, managed to slip off and allow the rest of the field to go through. A big stack 31 field of Angry Bird Racing drivers here this evening as well too. But Scotty the lead from Travis Hunt and Matty, the championship leader at the moment, P3.
So as we come on around, Scott Rankin He's not taking any prisoners tonight either. He's obviously a fan of Portimão. The time he set in qualifying was significantly quicker than we were probably expecting him to go, given that he's not had a lot of seat time in the championship so far. I don't know if he's been putting the practice in somewhere else maybe, but he's out in front, and Matt Vanderkraan finds himself a little unusually with 2 cars in front of him. I don't think we've seen that from him for a while.
Well, exactly. He's got a bit of work to do, of course, but it is the first of the heat race. He'll have to deal with that one a little bit later on, depending on where he finishes in the reverse grid. But yeah, you know what? Scotty says, yeah, qualifying is one thing. You don't get points for qualifying, but you get points for race results, and then he certainly got it done off the racing start there, bagging both Travis Hunt and Matty to take the lead at the moment. But then again, you can see Travis weaving a little bit in the background now, trying to put a little bit of pressure on Scotty. Scotty's got to be mate, too far back to take a challenge to me at this early in the race, but there we go. And so far so good for the rest of the field there. So after a little bit of a door banger early, we still have a good stacked grid with a couple of drivers down, and that's Gary Buckland. It's 21 places down, P28. Todd Martin as well, having a little bit of a spinner room. 25. But challenges here now.
Start for a few of these drivers, but as they make their way around, just calling out that looks like Trav Hunt's got himself a new livery on. Not a bad looking one at all. I don't think I've seen the Coca-Cola on the side before. But he is all dressed up for this evening's race. It's not making
he's dressed up for Matty to be on his tailpipe too, mate. Yeah, at the moment,
yeah,
so
not wrong.
As you can see, bit of almost a second gap that Scotty has down the road here. So Scotty Rankin's just running a rampage on the rest of the drivers. He is loving Portimão and loving those tacos here on the east coast of Europe, west coast of Europe. My apologies, of course. I've never been to Portugal, but I have been to Spain. Let's see.
Portugal would be a nice place to visit. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going and check it out. It's a gorgeous track.
Whoa, really good exit there from Matty. He's going to stick his nose in. Travis Hunt's going to have to sue defensive at the moment. And also, Jared McKnight and Chris Barrage are hunting in the background as well, too. Lap 2 of 13. Plenty of action to go here. Welcome along for your Sunday night entertainment here on a little bit of a delayed broadcast. Simon, where are you?
Look at this, though.
Yeah.
It's like these guys are barely separated. And yet, between them, Steve Varga setting the fastest lap there back in P6, just taking full advantage. But have a look at the pace down that main straight that these guys are carrying into turn 1. Absolutely giving it everything in these V8s. And Scott Rankin, he's trying his best to pull away, but these guys are just absolutely on his tail the whole way through. This battle is intense. It's not nose to tail just yet, but it's not far from it at the moment.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, the gap's closed. The gap's closed at the moment, so Travis started to hunt in currently at the moment. Scotty is leading this race. But good point. I've never actually seen a V8 supercar around here before, so I'm actually as stoked as you are, Jared, to see this one. And Simon Haynes, just to give you a little bit of an update, because you are tuning in at the moment. You're 3 positions gained, P7, so you will see him in these pictures very soon at the top of the hill.
There.
Yeah.
He's hanging in there.
Simon?
So these guys making a concerted effort, though, to pull away from the pack. Simon Haynes back in P7 is really at the head of the next battle group, and we can go and have a look at that in just a moment. But right here, the battle for first is staying very, very hot indeed. 6 drivers, realistically, all still in it. As we take a
little wide. Yeah,
from the roof of Trav Hunt.
Have a look at the racing line Travis taken to Scotty here. So this is battle for P1, P2. I saw a little bit of a difference in Sector 2. And you're going to watch as they're going to wave their way up around the main straight line and then start another lap around here, which will be lap 4 of 13 and our sprint. But it's not interesting to see anything around here. They're going to stick to the racing line. A little bit of a nosedive in the background there from Matty. Matty just wants to check up at the moment. He wants to see Travis is going to do a little bit of mirror driving, because Travis is probably a little bit more focused on his blinkers right now, and Scotty leading this one. But see that exit. See how Scotty rings it right around. You have to, don't you? Because you want to get a good exit here. Otherwise, you're going to compromise some speed.
It's really impressive, though, just how much Trav Hunt picks up through that particular corner. It's look at this.
Yeah, how's the apex there, didn't he? And then Scotty didn't even touch the apex.
Yeah, he's taking a very different line through here, so I don't know if he knows something that Scott Rankin doesn't. but he's making the most of it, and he's reeling him in just a little bit each time round.
Yeah, it's not just him, mate. The top 5, 6 cars actually are starting to really remember things. Scotty, but Simon out there knows that he's in the top 6 at the moment as well, too. He's top 7th place at the moment. Ooh, starting to get a couple too wide situations. Here we are. We are getting a little bit of a mistake from Scotty. He's going to be able to pounce there from Travie, but there's nowhere to go. I think Travie's going to be worried about Matty in the background because Matty's got the pressure. It's so difficult, isn't it, when you're the driver in the middle here of 2 very quick race drivers.
Comes Van der Kraan. He's taking a big look up the inside as well. Has he got the line that he needs out of this one? These guys are going to be nose to tail down the main straight for about the first time this race, I reckon. And it'll be interesting to see who puts the moves on. Scott Rankin's got to watch those mirrors. But
yeah,
right
I think
now,
Scotty's okay. I don't think he doesn't worry about his mirrors too much. I think it's more Travis does. Because I think this is actually helping Scotty.
Well. Have a look at the movement as these guys just go side to side, checking out the possible lines into turn 1. God, these things fly around Portimão. Big lock up. Rankin goes wide. He's going to drop a couple of spots here. Can Van der Kraan get through as well, or has he managed to hold that inside line?
No, he's lost it. He's lost it. Travie at the moment, he's gone really wide in that one. I was wondering what the apex was doing difference. Now Travie's got a massive gap on that one. Matty P2. Scotty's now dropped to P3. But still hanging in there. He's got a bit of pressure for Jamie McKnight. Steve Varga further down the field. It's important for Varga to get some crucial points here this evening as well.
Absolutely. Chris Burridge tacked onto the back of this. He'll be looking for some points to secure his top 10 finish in the championship with just one more round after this. I tell you what, Bathurst is already looking like it's got a lot to live up to. As we see in the background, Simon Haynes just getting a little bit of attention there from Trav Daly as they swap positions, but the battle here, this top 6, right on it tonight. All of them have obviously put in a whole bunch of practice laps here because there is nothing to separate them. We're not seeing Van der Kraan walk away with it like we're used to seeing. In fact, Trav Hunt holding him off really nicely, and now Rankin looking for a way back to the front as well.
Yeah, it's Portimão. Difficult to overtake. He's about halfway through the race at the moment. I think, as you're talking about Bathurst, to this very moment right now, I think a lot of drivers, some of the drivers are actually in practice for that finale. So they haven't got the facts at the moment to say, hey guys, there's a broadcast going on of the race that you were in just the other day. But here we go, starting on the lap.
Rankin just starting to drop away a little bit there. Jamie McKnight's going to have a big look up the inside, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make anything of it. And here's an all too familiar sight. Trav Hunt and Matt Van der Kraan battling it out and starting to open up that gap now. Rankin, can he tack back on? Or are these guys going to start to walk away with it halfway through this first race?
So Travis got it on a Matty, and Paul said that Scotty Rankin dropped back a couple of places after one little mistake. That's going to be crucial right now for these drivers, concentrating at the ultimate level here, and the track does not easily overtake on the west coast of Europe here in Portimão, and that's what you can see currently on your pitch. It's a big gap, of course, and then you'll drop a massive gap back to Travis Daly in P7. So top 6, and I think that's what Simon said out there. Top 6 had good pace. I think you're absolutely right on the money there, mate.
Good pace is underselling it. These guys have opened up as a unit a 5-second, almost 6-second gap back to the next battle pack. We'll go back and take a look at that. So here's the next pack. Trav Daly out in front. That's Simon Haynes just in behind in P8. Then Daniel Sheriff's, Matthew Stoyles, and then further back down the track, you've got to go back another couple of seconds from these guys to get to P11 with Peter Sadler. So some really distinct groups opening up here. Good to see Matthew Stoyles with this pack. He's going to make some nice points if he can hold it together here.
Yeah, I wonder what Simon Haynes is thinking right now, looking back on this race, going, I'm right here tucked up on Travis's car. And then on top of it, he knows there's a 5.8 second gap up the road to the P6 position in that top 6 battle. So I'm sure Simon here already going to remembering that moment, and he knows exactly what's going to pan out a little bit later in the race, but he's going to be nice enough to not spoil the surprise for us up here that do not know what's going to be happening. But at the moment, we do know that Travis is leading.
Rankin's gone wide again. Whoa. That's the second time we've seen him really just lock it up and go too wide around that corner, and that's cost him a couple of spots. As we see Stephen Vargas looking to make the pass. Is he going to get it done here? Looks like it. It's a tricky corner again. A couple of elevation changes on the way through it. Got to be really, really careful on the brakes and these things at the best of times, and to throw in a little bit of a dip mid-corner just really upsets the chassis balance. But he's done it. Rankin finds himself dropping back just a couple more spots, and now he's got Chris Burridge to deal with. But out in front, Trav Hunt and Matt Vanderkraan continue to pull away.
I wonder if why Scotty just dropped off the pace a little bit there. Like, he's doing a different racing line, making a little bit of a few errors there. Perfect launch. Launched his car up in a P1 from P3. And now he's on a little bit of pressure in his racecraft. But perhaps he's got a little bit of an alternative strategy that we're not aware of. But he is literally running out of time. He's got to start making some places up big time. As Travis still has a little bit of a commanding lead at the moment, about 4/10 over Maddie. And then you have the good old Jamie McKnight at the moment. Good 2 positions gained there for the Holden 27 machine. And he's starting to slowly drop about a second down the road from the top 2.
Take a look here. So Jay McKnight still continuing to pull away. No surprise, he's putting in the quicker laps over Steve Varga here. Varga isn't giving it up that easily. So that's, you can see there just Rankin being maybe a little more timid even into that corner, as he doesn't want to lock it up and give away that spot to Chris Burridge. But these guys all of a sudden start to really space it out. Have a look at that. Matty Vanderkraan, just a big lock up there as he gets a little too deep under brakes, trying to chase down Trav Hunt. Lap 8 of 13. He's going to have to get a move on if he wants to take P1 for race 1 here tonight. Jay McKnight, though, continuing to chase him around. Stephen Varga right on his tail.
Yeah, if you're seeing a championship leader, you're seeing that championship leader at the moment locking up a little bit, pushing that car. You know he's absolutely throwing it everywhere, tooth and nail, and trying to make it stop on a dime and not quite burning. He's trying to get that 8-tenth gap down to Travie, and he's throwing everything in the kitchen sink at that one. It's not quite working for him just yet, but then again, he's trying to fill Travie's mirrors full of Matty, and when you got your mirrors full of Matty can force drivers into a mistake just by themselves making mistakes. That's what a championship leader does, and that's what our championship leader at the moment is trying to do.
So we're watching Jay McKnight here, up 2 spots from the start, and Rankin's going into the pits.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
They've not required a pit stop for this race at all, so that is very interesting. Don't see any damage. There was no accidents at the start there.
No, not seeing any damage, but he is certainly in the pits, and that's going to cost him a whole lot of positions. So I don't know if he's having some hardware issues or what's happened there, but Scott Rankin from battling it out here. What's happened there?
Who's stuck on the track at the moment? It's interesting because I mean I'm seeing
safety
Scotty
car is coming out. Safety car is coming out.
Now, I'm not quite sure exactly who that was that was stopped on the track. It wasn't Scotty, because what? Michael Haynes, perhaps?
It might have been Michael Hayes. Let's see if we can track this down. Michael Hayes is currently getting towed to the pit, so I think you might be right. Could well be. Now, that's going to be interesting. Are we going to see a finish under safety car here?
Well, 9 of 13, maybe. But what did Scotty know that we didn't know? Scott Rankin that went into pit road early.
I mean, that's not gonna help
just
him.
Before that. Yeah, no, it won't, because it's P25, and
yeah,
he's not going to gain anything. Do you know? I mean, Simon, do you know anything about telling us too much out there in the chat? I know Simon Haynes was a part of this race, and currently at the moment he's running in a P7 position. But the safety car was called. He was in the race during the time, so he may be a little bit more aware of it than we are. But don't want to spoil the surprise too, mate. As well, you give us a little bit. Just whisper it in my ear. Don't tell Jared.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Just let Biggles know, and he'll keep me up to date if he needs to.
Interesting. This could be like Travis going Mo, right? It's good for me, mate, because I was holding off our championship leader at the moment for the Angry Birds racing team, and Travi JWM SimSport says, okay, thank you very much. I can do a couple laps under a safety car because there's no chance of anybody overtaking.
Yeah, now I'm really curious to see whether these guys do have... That's not Michael Hayes. No, that is Lucas Burt. Has had a big collision somewhere there.
But where would you have to come wide on the exit of that corner? Wouldn't you come back and be stuck where you are? He's gone in the kitty litter and come back in.
One. That's a rough one, that's for sure.
So there's cones there so the drivers don't realise they're going to go on the extra part of the circuit. Because that would confuse me as well.
Absolutely it would. So we're under safety car now. Just have to wait and see how long we actually spend going around with the Ford Mustang GT3 out in front, driven of course by Scotty Bartine.
Scotty,
he's put in a
gas
few
it,
laps,
Scotty. You're going too slow. You can't see all his drivers there.
So it's exactly what we want to see is a safety car spin, right?
I've seen it before, actually. Don't curse this one. You already cursed enough drivers this
I know.
We don't do any more of those commentator curses.
I should really stop. It's not going well for me.
And on top of it, he doesn't know what's going on. We don't not know what's going on. This race, not like we watched the replay, chatted about it, and then redid it. We do not know.
I'd have much more interesting stuff to say. I would be all over it. We wouldn't have missed Lucas going into the wall, that's for sure. Round we go again.
Simon Hayes crashes on lap 11, apparently. No, he doesn't. Simon, you better not crash on that one, because I'm not getting done for a commentator's curse.
No, that's been said by someone else before us. We're taking no responsibility for that one. Right, so the safety car going to make its way in. Trav Hunt's going to have control here as we come around onto the start-finish straight. Let's see if he can get the jump on Matt Vanderkraan.
Can't believe this Ford's leading this race. Come on, Fords, break down. Do what you're doing best.
Them's fighting words. Them's fighting words.
Hey, it's not. It's statistically correct. Fords break down.
I'm not getting involved in this one.
What can I do? What can I do?
Not getting involved at all.
You're lucky iRacing doesn't include that. So,
here he goes. We're away again. Vanderkraan right on his tail. Trav Hunt not the jump he would have hoped for, I'm sure.
Oh, further down as a challenge spot. Jamie McKnight,
bit of contact. Everyone's still on track for the moment. Watching for Simon Haynes here. Does he hold it together? It looks like he has.
Simon, he got the suspense. Don't even look at Simon right now, mate. You're not cursing Simon. All right.
I mean, can we curse on a delayed broadcast? Is that something we're able to do?
Yeah, it is possible. Yes, it is.
Is it possible?
He's still got the powers.
Trav Hunt starting to pull away now. He's gotten a great jump on Vanderkraan. I don't know if he's just kept a little bit of extra temp in the tyres or what. Have a look at the pace, though. That shot just gives you a really good feel for how quick these guys are moving through that corner in particular. Nothing like what we saw with the open wheelers. These V8s are flying around Portimão.
Yeah, don't tell the Europeans that. They're going to want to have this racing series here. They're going to go, what about our GT3s? I'm sorry, V8 Supercars have got the edge on that one. Blokes.
Absolutely do. Absolutely do. The battle here for P3, Stephen Varga, I reckon he's going to have Jamie McKnight in just a couple of corners if McKnight's not careful. He is very threatening.
Look at the golden machine versus the blue machine. That's a Holden versus Ford. So if you want to put your money, I'd put it on a Holden. But other
Gen
people
3's
might have
just around the corner.
I know that they might flip everything different, but then again, you're getting out of Australian manufacturing, aren't you, into US manufacturing? And I'm going to be upset all my US buddies if I want to. But anyway, let's continue.
That's the way it goes. So Trav Hunt looking pretty comfortable. Vanderkraan just doesn't seem to have the answers tonight. At least not yet. But we've still got another couple of laps here. Really interesting lines coming out of that corner. I don't know what that track surface is like, but it seems like there's just, I don't know if there's a bit of debris on the track there or what. These guys are really struggling to have a consistent line through that turn.
Well, it's tipping like a roller coaster. It's Portimão, and you can see a few little movements happening a bit further back there. Looks like Peter Sadler and Van der Molen. Van der Molen's gone around somewhere because you can see him on the time ticker. He's just dropped off.
He's gone off.
But
track.
anyway,
That's cost him a few.
Keep an eye on this one because we can't share those replays at the moment, unfortunately, because we're working on it. Replay to replay. We'll be like, that's a time paradox. Doc Brown would be super upset, wouldn't he? Be like, Marty, no, we can't know the future, Marty. We can't know the future. You'll upset the time spectrum.
Just happy to see at this point Simon Haynes still hanging in there. No crash on lap 11 for Simon Haynes.
Yeah, Simon, you're right, mate.
Good to hear.
You got it. You're good, Simon. You're at a solid P3 at the moment in my time in tower, and that's going to be sticking to the end of this race.
He is looking good for a nice start position in race 2.
I think Simon might know there may be a spin up the road there, and he gets a P6. I don't know, Simon. Don't tell us anything. Travis Hunt's going P1 in the bag as we're about to start another lap soon. So there we go. It's fastest lap from Matty too in P2. He's put the pressure on, but he's 8/10 down the road.
So the white flags come out last lap. What can Van der Kraan do here? Can he apply pressure from that far back?
A late dive out of nowhere, aka if you get that position. A championship leader does not do late dives like that. It's not going to work. He's happy for a P2 reverse grid. Do what he's done. This is Travis race.
You'd have to think so at this stage, wouldn't you? Short of a really big mistake.
I don't think Travis is going to make a mistake. Travis doesn't make mistakes like that. No.
I mean, we've seen it happen, but it's bloody rare. And he's been putting in such a solid race here.
In a sprint too, mate. Like, yeah, maybe in a feature race, of course, when you got like tyres worn and traffic and everything like that. But not in a
13-lap sprint. Yeah.
Yeah, not to be a party pooper. Let's be realistic here. You know, we're going to cut the chase here. It's simple broadcasting here, and simple results that we're going to give you.
I'm a simple man with simple tastes.
Yeah, exactly.
And what I do like is seeing Trav Hunt out in front and holding off Matt Van der Kraan. Good to mix it up a little bit, and these guys have been mixing it up all season long.
I just don't know what happened, obviously, to our man, right? Our pole sitter.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
He's gone.
It's bizarre. I don't know if he's had. I mean, he's back in at P15, right? So
yeah,
he's
but
completely.
He had it.
Trav Hunt, look at the wicked.
Yeah, Travie.
That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Big finish from Trav Hunt.
That's a Kiwi drift right now for a NASCAR style end of the week, mate. I'm gonna get old boy on the horn there and get him send you a little. That's how you do it, mate. Wow, everybody's just getting ready for the race too, mate. Travie got the job done.
Oh, someone went flying across the back there. Ah, you love to see it. You love to see it. So heat 1, race 1 comes to a close. Trav Hunt finishing out in front ahead of Matt Van der Kraan. Jane McKnight taking up P3 just ahead of Vargs in P4. Chris Burridge and Trav Daly. Then Simon Haynes, P7. No slides, no spins, no crashes here for him. Daniel Sheriff's holding on into P8 with Matthew Stoyles just behind him, P9. Peter Sadler rounding out the top 10. Just a little bit further back, Nick Oisler, Reg James, Troy Sipple, and Gary Buckland all finding themselves ahead of Scott Rankin back in P15. Still got no idea what's happened there, so we'll have to just wait and see. I suppose I might check in on the Discord a little later and see if we can figure that out. Damon Fisher in P16, Craig Rose in 17th, and James Hardy finishing in 18th there as well. As we look a little further back, just rounding out the results, Chad Vigard, Dane Northturft, and Todd Martin just outside the top 20. Scotty Perrin's a bit further back with Anita Buckland, then Sean Van Meulen, Michael Hayes, and Phil Marsh. Lucas Burt and Peter Latham a couple laps back after their earlier incidents as well. So not what they would have been hoping for, I'm sure.
Where did Vargsy finish again, real quick?
Stephen Varga finished in 4th behind Jamie McKnight.
Wow. So Travis Hunt getting the race win.
Well, we've lost you there, Biggles, for just a second.
Yeah.
Hopefully he makes it. Oh, there he is. He's back. I was a little worried we were going to be going into race 2 without you, mate.
Oh no, I'm here.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because Vargsy finishing behind Travis Hunt. Travis Hunt's third in the championship, and he was only really a handful of points down from Steven Varga. He may be close enough to jump Vargsy in this championship just on that race alone, but we don't know just yet exactly how it all pans out. Matty should still maintain the lead of this championship on that one with a good result, but
Yeah, you'd have to think so.
it's going to be crucial by that one with Travi getting that race win. If he has enough points to jump, now it's a little sketchy to me for trying to figure that one out at the moment because they're on 2718 and 2766 points. But anyway, we got to focus on race 2.
We do now. We're going to have to work with this this replay file. Simon Haynes, then Peter Sattler, Chad Figger, Gary Buckland, Stephen Varga, Jamie McKnight, Chris Burrows, Scott Rankin, Van der Kraan, Trav Hunt. That all seems a little out of whack to me.
It's just flip it upside down. We're in Australia.
Look, we'll just go with it. Let's go down and check out the grid directly, shall we? Seems like the better call at this point.
Absolutely, mate.
As we see Chad Figger, hopefully a bit of a better run for him this time around. But of course, up in front we have Peter Sattler sitting there waiting to get underway.
How's he going to help his teammate out too? Look at the other Angry Birds racing car a little bit further down the grid. You can see it too. He could be a key maker here. Teammates play a difference, unless you're Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel, or Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton, and we can go to many other situations. Alain Prost at center. Doesn't matter. Teammates still play a difference.
Absolutely. Tell you what, the domination of the Fords in that grid too. Have a look at it.
Oh, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm packing up and going.
We'll have to...
How dare you? How dare these drivers?
It just is what it is. That'll all sort itself out. The grid's all sorts of out of whack here, but it'll sort itself out in just a second. This is the joy of a delayed broadcast, I suppose. As we wait to get underway here, 26 laps this time around, 2 compulsory pit stops. I reckon if we were chatting to Matt van der Kraan, as we often do in the post-race catch-ups, I reckon he's going to be splitting it into thirds as best he can. So I'm expecting. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to call it now. I'm expecting to see van der Kraan in within 2 laps for his first stop. We get underway. Great start for Sattler, not so much for Stoyle. Sheriff pulls ahead. Trav Daly looking to move up very quickly as well. Here we go into turn 1. And hopefully surviving it, but geez, that's a lot of cars going side by side there. Big impact. That's Stephen Varga. Vargas has gone around there. And of course,
Vargas needs his points, mate. He needs a good result here.
How he's managed to hold that together, I have no idea. He was going sideways there.
Oh, bit of a spinner in the background, mate. Spoke to that Nicol Photography and Michael Haynes dropping up places as well. Lucas Burt's going around into the kitty litter further back in the field there. But still, Peter Sattler still in the lead of this race. General Sheriffs and Simon Haynes, mate, you'll be happy you're P3.
P3? I'm
yeah,
sure
but then again, he did
laps.
foresee his future not being so grand for race 2. But maybe he's just teasing with us, mate.
I think he's messing with us, honestly.
Stop playing with your food.
So Dane Nothdurft having that earlier issue as well finds himself down the very back of this field. As we make our way around. So far, so good. The field's starting to spread out a little bit. Trav Daly there, just holding up a little bit of a pack. Simon Haynes as well. There's a little gap opening up here to Sattler and Sheriffs, but early on, it's still a couple of compulsory pit stops to come, so let's wait and see how it all plays out.
Who needs pit stops?
Yeah, overrated. Speaking of, is that van der Kraan I see going in on lap 1? Called it.
Yes, you did. You cheeky Jared.
Mate, we've spoken to him enough times to know that he loves an early pit stop whenever he can. Sure enough.
That's because he's going to grab a cold one and resume his works.
Well, why not? A bit of clean air. Nice cold brewski in the cup holder. That's how we race these, isn't it?
Well, that's how a racing championship at the moment, the line sim racing gets it done. Yeah, so hey, pay attention, it works.
Absolutely, it does. These guys again, just nose to tail. There's Scott Rankin's back in amongst it, so he's making a move up through the field as well. I'm
going to call Shane Van Gisberg actually and say I'm a little upset with these guys driving V8 supercars around here. He's going to give you little pointers. All right, I'm going to get him the horn. All right,
get onto it. Get onto it.
Why not? Talk to you lads. You're like, all right, got to throw these machines around, okay? No, NASCAR-ish style or not, but the man knows how to drive and not afford.
Can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. So everyone just starts to settle in. I mean, it's not a long race, right? We're not talking an endurance race here. It's only 26 laps.
You haven't done a force feed wheel turned up and driving around Portimão before.
Oh, look, I'm not suggesting it's easy, but it's you know, we're not talking a Sandown 500.
You just said it was easy. Whoa, who's driving the pit road in the background? That's Travis.
That'll be Travis Hunt. He's going in for an early one as well. So we'll keep an eye on that and see, where he
sets the fastest lap. Travis goes into pit road, so we'll keep an eye on all of that one. Peter still leads this one by 5 tenths.
Well.
Over Dan the man. Simon, you're still in there, even though you do know. But Simon, we're telling you right now, if you forgot, you are running in P3. 7 positions again.
That's spot to be, absolutely.
Well, that's from race 1.
Giving himself some space to Sattler and Sheriff's up ahead. It's almost like he knows what's going to happen here.
He doesn't know. He forgot. He's probably raced 3 races since then. He go like, I can't remember. Like, I broke it. Like when we broadcast,
this was
I can't remember
night.
what happened. Like
long gone.
2 races ago.
It's a big ask, isn't it? Yeah. Big ask. Meanwhile, the Holden's starting to make their way to the front as well. I was all about the Fords. But
I told you.
It's starting to get a bit of a mix here.
I'll tell you what, I'll start putting a bet on whether a Holden's going to win this race or a Ford.
Here we go. This is what it takes to get you to.
I'll swing in a Holden.
Have a swing at it, hey? There you go.
But see, they don't add the breakdown element to the iRacing simulation, because that would be the case, isn't it? It'd be like, oh, the Ford's in the lead. Oh, the Ford broke down. Oh no.
I tell you what, mate, they're not gonna invite you back in a moment. Let's keep an eye on Jamie McKnight. Finished very strongly in race 1. Now just dealing with a few cars hanging off the back of his. Matthew Stores and Chris Burridge right there as well. Stephen Varga, the fastest lap. There he is, threatening the background. He's heading into the pits.
Yeah, Varga's in the pits.
We can pick on them too,
because they're not watching the race right now. So
that's a bad idea. They can show up and chat at any time, mate.
No, they can't defend themselves in chat. So we can just go for gold, mate. We can go for absolute gold. Come on there, chat. We can talk trash about the drivers.
I don't think we've done that all season. I'm not likely to start. Oh, big slide from Matthew Stoyles.
Oh, he's in the racing line too. Oh,
that was an interesting rejoin.
Well, he gassed it to get off the racing line, and give him full credit for that, mate, because he could have stayed there and it would have been carnage.
He could have, but certainly cut across the nose there of, I think it was Reg James. Troy. It was Troy Sipple coming through there, so
it's rubbing and racing.
Lucky to get it back on track and not get T-boned on that corner. Meanwhile, McKnight continues to close up behind Trav Daly, who's just applying some gentle pressure to Simon Haynes. Just reminding him that he's
P3
not
as well too. Yeah, Simon. Exactly. Where are you at the moment, Simon? We forgot. We don't know where you are, Simon. Let us know, please, out there in chat. Because we lost you. We can't see you anywhere on the track.
Very, very wide from Troy Sipple there. So that'll give Matthew Stores an opportunity to jump back up, and he does, back into P7.
Yeah, Matty's up quite a few places there for the EWRGM. Well, yeah, come on, Matty. It's a little... Oh, Troy's dropped another place as well, too. Although he's battling it out with Reg James. And that's a big battle at the moment for P8 and P9. It sorts itself out there. And Matthew Stalls, I've talked to you about that one. EWRGMK Logistics. There you go, I got it right. That's not on me. Travis Daly's in the pit road. Travis is in pit road. The other
Keep an eye on Reg James here.
Yeah,
He's
go
got the
gas
pace
it
over
down in
Troy
turn one,
Sippel.
mate. Last late breakers. Gonna go
Down
side by
the
side,
hill
committed
too.
now.
I'll tell you what, that's one of the scariest turn one entries. Oh, big slide up ahead. That's Chris Burridge who's lost it into that corner this time around.
Yep. He's got to get back on the racing line and get all that sticky stuff off all the kitty litter off. You know, it's like, you know, when your cat does a business
You
and it
don't
sticks
want
to the
that all over the
tire.
tyres. Absolutely.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Reg James continues to hold
Oh!
Sippel
Almost
and
a turn.
Buckland, just a little bit of a touch there.
Yep. It's going to bunch everybody up. We got 3 wide, 4 wide currently at the moment, mate.
So
Second
Gary
two,
Buckland
it's going to be tricky.
redresses that. This has mixed it all up. So we've now got Chad Vigar's made his way through. And Troy Sippel just ahead. It's the view from Todd Martin forward to Troy Sippel now. Gary Buckland finds himself just a little further down. But doing the right thing, redressing there.
Yes, a red.
Chris Burridge has got himself a black flag.
Big luck up there too. Oh, what's Chrissy done? Just been to pit road, perhaps? Did Chrissy go to the pit road?
I don't know.
No, not yet. No.
I don't know, but he's got himself a black flag.
Too many off tracks. He may have to slow down.
Maybe, but
Chris, if you're out there, defend yourself right now. Race control could reflect this.
that's interesting. I don't think we saw anything from Burridge that would have been particularly concerning, but in he goes. In for the drive-through. And Matthew Stoyles follows him in for a stop. Chad Vigar continues. So here come all of those first stops.
And remember out there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs, that there are 2 mandatory pit stops. So get that one out of the way, which some of the drivers have. You'll have a second one on this feature race. And we're 6 of 26. So plenty of time to get it done. In fact, you could go back
quickly though.
Pit stops if you want.
I mean, you could do it. And if anyone was going to do it, I'd expect it to be Matt Vanderkruijf.
Yeah, it'll be Matty. He'll do it.
Wouldn't
He'll
it?
sit in pit road for an hour and sit back and go, all right, let me come back out and win the race.
Speaking of, here's Vanderkruijf now into turn 1. Oh, bit of
Yeah, there's beef
bunching
in
up
pit
there
road.
on the exit. That's Troy Sippel and Scott Rankin just figuring out who's going first. Sippel looks like he takes it for the moment, but
That's 100% pure Australian beef in the pit road. In the V8 Supercars, that's how you have it here, boys. None of us NASCAR beef. It's Aussie
So
beef.
Vanderkruijf back in 15th. Oh, big slide, just corrects in time. Cold tyres, I suspect.
Warm
Although
hard.
he did lap. No, he's what, 5 laps in since his 5 laps in since his first pit stop. So it shouldn't be the tyres there. He's just overcooked it. So he's the
Yeah,
first.
it's 40 off the pace. This is the second time we've seen him make mistakes, mate, in this race. And he doesn't make mistakes very often.
What
the
am I
old
just
Matt
doing his
stuff.
head in?
It's
I
40
don't know.
and change off the race leaders, but he has his pit stop in hand, so we'll keep an eye on that one later. As there you go, Simon, mate, you're going down to pit road. Just let you know that you didn't know a few days ago, but certainly you will know now. So you'll drop a few places. Whether he'll get out ahead, actually, of Matty will be the crucial part too, because you'll see him drop on that timing tower, and we'll find out very much soon. I'm sure Simon knows whether or not he does feel ahead of our
Here
championship
comes
leader.
Vanderkruijf. And he's got a lot of pace carrying through here. It's a fast entry onto the main straight. So he'll be
Yeah, I think he's got him.
find
He's got
himself
him.
well past Simon Haynes exiting the pits though.
Yeah. Yeah, but Simon's too far down the road there. And,
Just
there
look
you
at
go,
the
Matty will get up
speed.
the road.
Look at the a little
Oh, the lockup.
lock up on release there.
Yeah, iRacing's adding
What's
tire deck.
What's
Oh,
happened here?
run off the road completely. What's happened? He's slowed down. He's got to slow down.
is that
That's
what's
a
happened here?
huge. It's got no. That's not a slowdown now. That is a technical issue.
Was that not
That's
a tire smoke?
technical.
Was that his engine?
He
Was that
may
his
have
engine
cooked
going?
it. He is done and dusted right now. There's no way he's pulling that car back on the track there. Our championship
Vanderkruijf
leader
out.
is out of our feature race.
Well, we thought he'd had a
Simon, you
had a
said there's some
lockup there or
drama, mate.
something.
You didn't. I thought you had been battling him out of pit road. He is done.
So our effective race leader right now, Simon Haynes, if you account for the fact that everyone forward of him is yet to make their
And
pit
everyone's
stop.
going in too. The race leaders, 1, 2,
Yeah,
and 3.
safety car. There's the safety car on its way
Oh,
out.
there it is. Engine died, said
Unsurprising.
Simon. Thank you very much for that. It is cooked, yeah, mate. It's like
Matt
it couldn't handle the
Vanderkraan.
Australian Outback heat there here at Portimão for some reason. It's busted, mate. It's no bunning snakes
So
for that, man.
puff of smoke, I just wonder if maybe he just shifted down once too many there into turn 1, but that big puff of smoke
takes
was
a lot
not a tyre
Yeah.
smoke. That was that engine popping instantly. So
Yeah,
he's over revved it in a big way. So Simon Haynes comes in to make his second stop. Good call. Let's watch the rest of the field.
Everybody's
Here they
coming,
go.
mate.
Everyone filing in behind him.
You know what I'm going to say right now? I
Go on.
told you so. What car was he in? Come
Have
on,
a look
what
at them
car
all
was he
just
in?
filing in.
Come on. Is it a Ford?
Yeah, it's a Ford.
Yeah, and did it blow up?
It's a Ford. It blew up.
Thank you.
It blew up spectacularly. Too.
Thank you. That's all I can say. I mean, I just...
His
pre-warned
parents
everybody,
about the
I
only
don't know
person.
what I could do to tell you. I'm teaching you young guns new tricks here. Don't drive off of it.
I mean, don't downshift it once too many times. I don't know. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to.
true. They got
gonna have to hit him
protections.
up and see
Holds
what the
can
hell
handle a
happened
couple
there.
of over revs every once in a while, you know. Anyway, not sponsored by Ford, obviously. There's no way in
I'm
hell
starting
they're
to
gonna
question
sponsor
that.
by
Not
Ford.
gonna lie. Starting to question that just a little.
It's sponsored by
But
Holden.
the question now is, does Vanderkraan have a fast repair up his sleeve that he can be back on track or not?
He can't because he's got towed. I don't think you can use the fast repair if you get towed, can you?
No, it's still available. It's
Oh,
still
okay.
available. So he should be okay if he's got that up the sleeve. We didn't see any damage for him in the first race. So fingers crossed, once he gets round to the pits, it'll be the fastest engine change you've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, not for a Ford crew because they're used to repairing engines all the time. But however,
some real,
Simon has 11. Simon, you're down in P24 at the moment, and to elaborate, and thank you, Simon, for that, because tuning in, we wouldn't have known exactly because there's so much drama, but you have dropped a few places, mate, like a 929 stock exchange, to be exact. However, you said you've got a penalty, and I suggest that's probably the reason why you are down in P24 at the moment. Although it looked pretty straightforward to us in your pit stops there for the Quantum Racing driver, but then again, mate, I'm sorry, there's 1,000 other things happening on the screen. Mate, we had to focus, of course, on our racing leader driving our Ford and it blows up. So, yeah, go figure. Unfortunately, yeah, that happened too, mate. And how's it panned out for the rest of the field? Well, Daniel Sherritt's has still got that nice lead in this race, mate. He's
only made one pit though.
he's there.
He's only made one pit stop so far. I'm surprised to see that he's not going in there now. So Chris Burridge is heading off to the pits to make his second stop. Stephen Varga in P14, pretty well the first of the cars that have made both their stops already. So that's him right there,
Oh,
in behind Anita Buckland's pink diesel tune Adelaide entry.
They're good
So
for Bugsy, mate. Because he
that's a good
needs us
spot
in
to
the
be in.
championship. The
He's
man
got
Bugs,
Trav
just to let
Daly.
everybody know, in the championship. He is currently second before this race, before the previous race, sorry, going in this round. He may have dropped a couple of points to Travis Hunt, but now he's up on that situation. Where's Travis Hunt? Well, Travis Hunt is down P25. So, Bugsy, mate,
A
has
lot
got
of
a bit
working
of a
out to do
one-up.
here though, isn't there?
Yep.
Like, I'm just
And of
having a
course,
look.
we got to also look at NVK, if you got to call him that, Matt Vedekran. He is hovering, well, he's doing Matty's stuff.
Does look like though he's had the repair done.
Blowing up, unfortunately.
So that's good to see.
Yeah.
He's off track a little there as well.
Oh, he's back out, of course. He's fixed it.
He's back out, so
Yeah. You always carry
3 minute.
two engines if you have a Ford.
apparently so. A 3-minute tow and engine replacement. Don't know what the Ford mechanics charge for those these days.
Matty, if
but
you
I
are
imagine
listening
it's
to
a
the
pretty good
stream,
rate.
come in and chat to us. because I am so curious as to what happened. I'm going to DM him.
Right? that was bizarre. But yeah, he's popped that motor, that's for sure. Not gonna lie,
I
I'm
don't think
stoked
he
we
popped
caught
that.
it.
I think the Ford blew up.
I'm not happy for him having had that, but I am really happy that we happened to catch it.
Yes, you did. Good job.
Tell you what.
Actually, I'm not going to bother anybody on Sunday evening about
no,
a race.
It is getting late.
Yeah.
It is getting late, to be fair. But we'll catch him on Tuesday night at Bathurst, I'm sure. At some point, we'll manage to have a chat to him.
Matty, I'll tell you what, mate. I'll get a spare Holden for you if you want to borrow it. So that's where you win the championship if we get one. Oh, that's going to be a fun one, isn't it? Bathurst? Finale?
I'm so keen.
Wow.
So keen. What a way to finish the season, honestly.
The big one, the mountain.
So there goes the safety car.
Can I bring my Nissan R32 Godzilla Skyline into the mix, mate? No, can I race on that one? Because
you can.
It did hold the record for many years back in the 90s.
It did, yeah. But the
Supercars
have evolved a little bit since then. Oh, you reckon? That's a big call.
No, it won't.
Daniel Sheriff.
I guess these drivers, mate. I don't even know iRacing. These guys are legends. These guys are great. Good on you there, Simon and everybody else.
Here we go. Sheriff starts us off again. Doesn't get the jump he was probably hoping for on McKnight. McKnight right on his tail, and up they come over the hill.
Yeah,
this turn one, I was just having a look at this before. Have a look at that elevation change under brakes into turn one.
Yeah, downhill as well too, which makes it even trickier, doesn't it?
Coaster.
You don't get many
slide
tracks,
in the
mate.
background. Big slide.
Oh, that's James Hardy and Craig Rose also off.
So he's back on track now. And he'll be
James is dropping down, mate.
Yeah, he'll be waiting for Craig Rose to come in.
He's alright. He's at a Holden. Won't problem with him. All right, now back at it. We do have Holdens leading this race, of course. We have Daniel Sheriff and Jamie McKnight, and further back in the field here, you can see Gary Buckland. And, well, yes, Chad Vergara. We were asking where he is. Chad is here, mate. He's right up here in the mix here of the Angry Birds racing team.
James right on his tail. Oh, there had to be contact there. By the look of that, side by side, Reg James pushes his way on through up into P5.
He got surrounded by an Angry Birds pack, didn't he? A flock. There you go, racing cars. He's gone deep. He's gone deep. He's gone deep. He's going to be under massive pressure here.
Bigger.
Sweeping
back
on
around
by.
the outside.
After all that work he's done, he's got to give up the position.
And in the background, 3 of the Quantum Racing entries just waiting for a mistake to happen.
Oh, they will too. Looks like the old Ford Lebrus as well too, back in the day. And wow, this is absolutely fantastic, everybody. We're only just not even halfway through this feature race.
At this battle pack though, Vigar's holding off. Reg James, Nicol Photography, Todd Martin. You got Stephen Varga in the mix as well. Travis Daly off the back of this pack is not far behind. So just a few drivers who are in amongst it in the battle for 5th at the moment.
Yeah, calm down there, Simon. Don't get us too hyped about Bathurst, man. We're going to get this one done first, all right?
Got to get through this, and
yeah,
it's
we're going to get
proven
through
eventful
Portimão,
enough.
mate.
I don't know if I can handle
is
Bathurst this week. Jeez.
I don't know, mate. You have to set up a camper van, all right? And fire up the barbecue for a few days in anticipation and go over the race notes of how this championship's going to fold out.
Figure it out. We always do, mate. We always do. Taking a look up front, Jamie McKnight has made his way past Daniel Sheriffs. So currently leading, but still has to get his second stop in. Stephen Varga, though, back in that pack we were just watching, Vargas is the first of the drivers that's made 2 stops. And just a couple of places behind him, Trav Daly as well. So when we take a look at the stops so far, there you go on your screen now. Really, Stephen Varga, the first who's made his 2 compulsory stops. But still a long way to go. You know, another 15 odd laps to run here. So hopefully he's got enough fuel in the tank. I'm sure he will. Trav Daly's made his 2, and then you start to get into a big pack from Matthew Stoyle's back, who've all made their second stop. Van der
And
Graaf's
Bugs
out
is
of
only
this race,
6
though.
seconds down from a championship, but from the leader, so in this race. So, I mean,
Yeah,
a pit stop in hand, easy peasy. Like, he could Max Verstappen last lap, fastest lap if he wants. I mean,
He's in amongst it still.
man's looking good.
Speaking of, he's making the move now. Comes past Nick Oisler.
Oh, it flies past you, mate. That's just coming past. That's like driving past your grandma on the M1.
Look at the angle as he slides it on in. Red James still going up.
Just like me driving past you, mate, when you're heading home to taking
Could be
kids
that.
to school.
Could be that.
Wow. As Garrett Gaza gets past Peter for P3 as well, too, a little bit up the road, mate. So lots of battles happening all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. Varga's closing in though. Reg James. His mirrors will be nothing. But here he comes.
Oh,
Makes the move up the inside. James
up.
just getting a little distracted perhaps by Chad Vigar's lock up in front. But that lets Stephen Varga carry
Hey,
on
Anita
through.
Buckland's out there in the chat there saying, good evening, Simon
Hello,
and
Anita.
commentary. Yeah, Anita. Well, we'll keep an eye on Anita as well, too. So just let everybody know, Anita, you're in P21 at the moment. Anita, you're doing all right, don't worry. We got you covered up here. With the number 11 Holden, and good to see you driving a car doesn't blow up as well, too. So go talk to Matty about that one. He's running down in P26 at the moment.
Yeah, not a good night for him, unfortunately.
Oh, Todd Martin's gone around. Todd Martin's gone around somewhere, mate. He's dropping 2 for now, and
Here
he's
we
in
are
a Ford.
on board
So
with Todd Martin.
go figure.
Back in 19th, now 20th. And here comes Anita Buckland herself.
Yeah, Anita, you got him. It's Ford versus Holden.
Up the inside.
Holden
nothing to
prevails.
it. Nothing to it. And he's about to lose that spot as well. James Hardy coming around. So Todd Martin not having a great night here. His teammate though, Stephen Varga.
Go box.
Now.
Yeah, get over and done with, mate.
Taps
Exactly.
the wall. Taps the wall
Oh,
on the entry.
mate, don't do a Lewis Hamilton.
Wonder if he's got a bit of damage on that car that's
Oh, he towed too. Very late in that one, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Holden 1, Holden 2, Holden 3. I love it.
You love to see it, don't you?
What do you reckon, Jared? You're loving that, mate. You're probably
Oh,
sitting there
look.
going, yeah, I drive Holden in
Honestly,
your garage right now.
It's gonna disappoint a few of the drivers here, I think. But I've got myself an EV, mate. So
All right.
we can talk about that one some other time. What we're watching right now, though, is Stephen Varga reeling in Chad Vigar, knowing that the 5 drivers ahead of him right now all still have to complete their second compulsory stop for this race. Big lock up again.
They're going to
Vigar.
have for a caution, a
struggling.
safety car, and that's going to help them out at this point. But I think Bugsy, mate, he is looking gold. Solid gold.
Don't forget, though, Trav Daly
Oh,
just cut
Bugsy,
the spots
that
back
gets
as
you
well.
deep.
See, you've done it to him. You've done it to him.
That's on Jared Bugsy, because I'm not pointing the cameras, mate. It's up to the old simple racing broadcast, mate. I'm just sitting in the booth here.
Just here for a chat. Just here for a chat.
Chinwagon, mate. Chinwagon.
Absolutely. Just can't seem to close the gap at the moment. I do love the straight here at Portimão. Just that real roller coaster entry, up over the hill to start, down over the hill to finish the straight.
Simon's giving us a little heads up on who to watch, mate. I don't know. Simon, should we be spoiling this one? But keep an eye up the road, because we're hovering around that P4 position. But we don't spoil our alerts, but we are still
Keep our
keeping
eye
our
on
eyes peeled
Bugsy
on
here.
Bugsy.
Oh, slides it out of that corner. Steve Varga, as always, showing just how well controlled he is, even on the very limits of these cars. And he's just gradually reeling him in.
Don't you worry about Nita. Yeah, we still know you're up there in P21st and P22nd, actually battling it at the moment. But sorry, Nita, we're going to keep an eye peeled up the road here, because we know these Fords are going to be under massive attack from this Holden very soon, as Bugsy's on a rampage. Bugsy, of course, second in the championship here, needs his points. He didn't have a very good first race, but I tell you what, he can take a chunk of points out of our race championship leaders And that is
Vanderkruijden back
AKA
in
Matty that
P24.
blew his engine. And a
Yeah.
little bit further up on that one, it is also Scotty, isn't it? As well, too. So let's see that pans out.
There's a fair few points for him to take.
Yeah, Travie, actually. Travie, my apologies.
Yeah.
Not one. Travie's led down the road, too. So, well, this is good. This is good for the Holden man.
It's gonna mix it up a bit as we get ready for the final round in just a couple of days' time.
Yeah,
but here comes Steven Varga, just taking tenths per lap out of these guys.
Simon says go Bugsy. He knows it. Bugsy's got a couple of angry birds up the road, mate. You know what you do? If you're dealing with magpies, mate, you put those little helmets on their big smiley face on the back there so they don't go pecking at you. Tell you what, if anybody, this is going to be Bugsy the Crow Man, taking on a couple of magpies of angry birds. And that's Vigar and Sattler up the road. This is a battle for P4, essentially. You're seeing any pictures right now live. And presented by Mr. Simple Broadcasting. That's you, Jared. It's very simple, but it
happy
works.
to be covering this one again. It's a little later on.
Simple and beautiful.
Covered, obviously, but it's tell you what, it's putting us in a good frame of mind for Tuesday night, final round. Hey, worth calling out. We'll talk a bit more about this on Tuesday night as well. But season 3, the schedule's been released. You can.
Christmas has not come yet,
register
mate.
I know, but you can register your interest if you're keen to get amongst it. We will make sure that we update that in the video description a little later on.
Simon, Anita, I hope you both are involved in that one, because I want to see you out there so we can talk about you and your absolutely awesome racing craft. Look at this brilliant driving on the tailpipe right now.
Here comes Vargs. Just a 10th back now.
He's
big wiggle.
He's driven it too deep, and he's got to get the loud pedal at the moment. He's got to get the slipstream down in turn 1. Here comes Vargsy. He's a little bit too late. Maybe a day late, dollar short. He's gonna send the W in. Won't do. Gets back on the racing line. He's got 2 Angry Birds. Now these teammates can work together here, mate. They can actually become blockers. And they are. They are brilliantly doing it, but they've been seeing Vargsy's clever on that one. Takes 1. Now he's got another one up the road there. That's Vigar. So, you throw a little dummy at the old this man, the second in the championship. He's clever on that one.
Got to think that Sattler's just run wide there, and it's just worked out. It was lucky for Vargs there that he didn't actually run into one or the other. But here we go again.
Oh, sends it up the inside. Gets on the loud pedal. Look at this side by side action. Door banging.
Bit of contact.
Yeah, it's rubbing his racing, mate.
He's gonna have to back out of it there.
Oh, still brilliant. He gets it in the inside here. And make it stick. Hold it. Gets back on the racing line. He has done it. And the Holden is holding on. Vargsy currently up in the P5
back
there.
in front.
Simon, mate, I'm sad you won't be racing next season, but at least you tune in and hang out with us, mate. You've been a sport there, and just give everybody a little bit of a recap at the moment. Where is Simon Haynes in this race? Where are you, Simon, mate? I'm looking through the time sheets.
Currently sitting back in P25.
Yeah, there you go, Simon. You're there. You're back in P25. Yeah, good sport, mate. Tuning in as well too. Thank you very much for spending your Sunday night here for some V8 Supercars. Penultimate.
Bad way to go, is it? Watch some racing during the day, watch some racing here at night. Get your fix of V8s before the work week starts.
Yeah, a couple of pit stops as well too. Pete goes in, Travie goes in, Reggie goes in, Scotty's in. So getting those second pit stops as mandatory required out of the system.
So Scott Rankin back in P6. Effectively P2 once the rest of these cars drop into their second stop. So
gives the thumbs up too out there. Here. Oh, absolutely. Gives the thumbs up, please, out there. There's only one thumbs up here. Come on, it's just fantastic. It's Sunday night racing in the V8 Supercars. Here, invading Portugal. You want to crack these European tracks, all right? We don't want these Europeans to go, oh, V8 Supercars, what are they? Well, we'll show you. Throw them around the track, and you can hear the roar of these absolutely brilliant machines. And guess what? We still had the next gen coming up soon.
December 10th, my friend, December 10th. Counting it down.
You haven't written that down in your diary, have you, mate?
No,
December
not at
what?
all. December 10th it is. Gen 3 supercars are on the way. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited by that. Now, have a look. We'll step away from this for just a moment because Vargs is holding off Chad Vigar reasonably comfortably for the moment. Have a look at this pack just behind him, though. This is the battle for 6th right now.
Oh, lowly.
So we currently have Scott Rankin holding 6th. We've got Nick Heusler, Trav Hunt, Matthew Stoyles, Troy Sipple, Chris Burridge, Sean Vandermeer, and all in amongst it. As we see, Trav Hunt going very, very wide. Nick Heusler heading into the pits.
I think Travis had to hit the ripple strip. There you go. Four drivers at the moment in pit road. Daniel, Gary, Chad, and Nick. And they're getting those pit stops over and done with. So Vargsy still, we think, would be in the lead of this race. Jamie still has to go pit road one more time. And Scotty Rankin, mate, the man that put it on pole in qualifying, he's up currently at the moment, P3. Soon to be P2, I'd imagine, when Jamie goes down the pit road.
Absolutely will be, so here we go. Still a bunch of drivers in amongst it, though. So P3 looking pretty competitive at this stage. Worth pulling out, though. No, that's actually all of them. They've all had their 2 stops already.
Oh, they have?
So
Wow, my bad
on
that one.
have made both their stops.
So
only
Jamie's
Jamie
got the
McKnight
edge.
out in front. No, McKnight's still on his first stop. So he's only made
Sorry,
one
Jamie.
so far.
I thought you went down a pit road, my friend. That's because Jared's notes are wrong. Sorry.
All over
not
the
you,
place.
Jared.
They're
It's
all
on
over the
me.
place. Trav
It's on
Daly's
me,
copped
mate.
himself a black flag as well.
Oh. Travie, give me a Christmas card early, mate. I told you.
What he would have wanted to see.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. At the moment, we're loving the fact you're not giving a spoiler alert. So I like little teasers every once in a while. That's kind of cool. But there, McKnight's going in, mate.
It's his second stop, so Stephen Varga.
Oh, I thought you said that he had gone in. My apologies.
No, he's only
so
made
Vargsy will
one.
be in the lead now. Yes.
So here we go. Stephen Varga will take the lead. And we are effectively all lined up now because Jamie McKnight is the last driver to make his second stop. So that's everyone with their compulsory pit stops done and dusted.
All right. So there you have it. So what you see is what you get. WIS.
So all of a sudden,
Something G.
have a look at the gap.
Oh,
that
Simple
Varga's
and
got.
Barrage, mate. Switching a Roo there. P5, P6-2.
Varga is out in
And
front by 10 seconds over Rankin.
Travis
right
on the
now.
pressure of Shane. Ian, Scotty actually in P2. Here we go. Oh, you wanted spice and dice for the penultimate round. You have
big
it.
Wiggle from Rankin there.
Rolling 6 or 11s. I don't know if it's craps or not, but it's definitely going to be fun. Look at this elevation change, as you mentioned, down turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. This is Portimão, mate. It's a roller coaster on wheels.
Absolutely is. As we see, Rankin's given that spot up to Trav Hunt, but he's not going to let it go easily. Sticking with him right on his tail. Oh, big lock up there from Matthew Stoyles.
Let's go, boy. I like this. Let's ride it. This is fun. This is the battle currently at the moment. You can see any pictures up the road. There's Scotty Rankin and Travis Hunt a little bit further up. Travis gets a little bit deep, a little bit wide and greedy on the allowed pedal. And Scott Rankin
Stoyles
can't do
giving us a
anything
great
about it,
view.
mate.
Stoyles giving us a fantastic view of this battle. So they make their way around again.
Listen to the V8 Supercars. Especially in Holden,
Interesting to
mate.
see
A Holden
what
really
those Gen
does.
3
The
sound
Fords
like,
go
right?
kind of... the Fords per...
All
Well,
right,
it
all
holds
right.
both.
Ease up on them, mate. You've got half the field in Fords.
It's all right.
Tell you
Come talk
what.
to me. You know, I'll fix your engine.
So we see this guy's going around here, and we'll stick with Matthew Stoyles because he's got a fantastic view of this battle for P2. Trav Hunt and Scott Rankin going at it. But just check out the change in elevation of this track. We're already up what must be about 10 or 15 metres over that home straight by the look of things.
I only work in feet, but yeah, it sounds about right.
Oh, feet, all right.
Oh, different angle. Look at the slice and dice that Scotty did. He's cut the apex a little bit too much, going into your hugging your favourite grandpa, like grandma, like Martin Brunner would say. That's too deep of a
race
hug,
one
mate.
as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
taking some really interesting lines through these corners, and it's not hurting him.
Yeah, he's put pressure on. This is great bird's eye view at the moment. You can see from Matty. And Matty's thinking, no, he's lifting off. He's going, I'm going to wait a little bit, isn't he? He's biding his time. That's probably pretty clever on that one. And to set up shop on the back there of Scotty. And that's actually a very good setup shop too if you want to get some Maconi setup shop. And I do a lot of broadcasting as well too, but they're a sponsor. So if you want to get a little setup, I didn't realize they sponsor V8 setups as well too. So keep an eye on that one. Well, I mean, you know, Scotty knows.
Here we go. That's a full lap now. We've been on board with Matthew Stoyles.
Oh, and don't you talk about Adelaide, Anita? Don't you talk about Adelaide? I was like, I'm still watching the highlights. Yeah.
Yeah, they were scanning Adelaide. That's not far away.
Yeah, I hope so as well. So we need more street circuits.
Bring me the Gold Coast. Bring me the Gold Coast.
Oh, I know. I've been saying we need street circuits. Every time they have an event, just get the iRacing car out there, scan it.
Now, we had a safety car called.
Well,
we've had a safety car called.
Oh. So, I mean, Scotty's pretty happy with that one. He's flashing his blinkers. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was Travis.
Just trying to figure out who it is that's gone around that's caused that.
Did you see the race there, Anita? Were you unlucky to be enough in Adelaide? Because they really used to run the Formula 1 back in Adelaide as well too. Adelaide Comes Alive in 98.5. That was the year it came alive. It was a bit of a drama. I've seen some of the highlights from it.
Looks like it might have been Peter Sattler that's set that one off. But I'm not sure. I'm not seeing what's happened there.
I didn't see anything.
It might have been
yeah,
a bit of a one.
Track map may show where a car is stopped for us to have
Sattler's in the pits or being towed to the pits at the moment, so looking forward to getting back into the live race on Tuesday night, being able to jump back and forward and see these a little bit easier.
Yeah, no travelling to Melbourne, mate. You stay up here in Queensland, all right? Don't you go down there. Don't you go down to Melbourne.
This day job thing getting in the way is no fun at all. It really isn't.
Yeah. And big shout outs and caboose to you, mate, for finding the time with a family and everything like that to actually put a broadcast on. So, and actually thank you
we've got to get it done. We've got to get it done.
To tuning in. I mean, he's a simple man, but he is a very, very, what'd you call, a compassionate iRacing league broadcaster. There you go. I'm trying to find the words.
Mate, you're too kind. And it's not deserved.
No, it's true, mate. It's from the heart. I don't go, if I was to be honest. No, I'm always honest, you see. I don't use that if to be honest excuse. Like, honestly, you are doing a great job, and thank you very much. I'm proud to be in the booth with you.
Mate, pleasure to have you here as we get into lap 22 of 26. This is reminiscent of race 1 tonight, isn't it? Late safety car. We see a couple of drivers getting a wave around. That's Anita Buckland making her way past.
Anita! Good splash.
Trying to get back around.
Flash.
That'll be Todd Martin as well. Here they go. So pushing hard to try and get back around the track and onto the back of the.
I think Bugsy has it, mate.
Car line.
He got to hold on, but he's got Travie in the hunt, and that's the thing. No pun intended there, Travie, but you are in the hunt championship because Travie got a good result. Remember, he won the race 1, and now Vargy didn't have a good result in race 1. Vargy is now in the lead. Matty's down the field there. This guy's capitalizing on crucial points in this championship here. Going into this right now, before this race, Matty's in the lead, 2,856 points. Stephen Varga in P2, 2,766 points. Travis Hunt, 2,718 points. So this could flip around big time right now with this race
has
result.
Found himself back in P9, so he's made his way up through the field.
All right,
still.
You get a scrabble of points.
And right now, that's what he's got to be doing, right? He's got to be pulling back as many positions as possible to
that could make a
reduce
huge
the
difference,
impact.
mate, isn't it? We've seen championships come down to 1 point at the end of the season. I'll tell you what, if he grabs a couple here, that could make a huge difference in this championship when we go down to Bathurst, of course, the mountain.
It might be just enough for him to hold on to that lead. But I don't know. It's unusual to see Van der Kraan finishing that far back, but even saying that...
Yeah, but I think this is crucial for him. I think it's him snapping a couple of places here could make the difference.
That's Van der Kraan.
Now, you got to imagine losing the championship, right, by 2 points could come down to this race. Maybe could be like, oh, I could have given up, right? I'll give up. I can't finish in the top 10. Forget about it. You know what? I'm going to retire. Nah, he's not going to do it, mate, because at the end of the day, if it does come down to 1 or 2 points separating the championship, he could snatch it and he'd be like, well, I'm glad I finished this race. I tell you what, that's what makes all the difference. And Anita said, safety car.
Absolutely.
Yeah, safety car makes all the difference too, as well, Anita. And thank you all
Huge
for tuning
difference. Yeah, huge difference. And
we're going to a 4 or 3 lap shootout, mate, to the end.
Well, it'll be 4 laps, won't it? It'll be 4 laps of absolute all-out pace. So we see Stephen Varga's got control. The safety car's heading to the pits. Not a lot of run up here. But here we go. Back onto the main straight.
Get excited for the penultimate run here. This is the championship difference, even.
He's leaving it till the very last
Bugsy
moment
has to win
it.
this. If Bugsy wins this one, he's got himself in a big spot here.
And away they go.
And Travi takes it. Bugsy's in trouble. So let's go.
He held Trav Hunt up for as long as he possibly could there. Take a look in the background. That's Chris Burridge having a look on Matthew Stoyles as well. As it stands, Stephen Varga is away.
Yeah, if he gets a good lap or 2 ahead, he may make the difference. But still got to pen out how battles, miracles in the rest of the field. Where Grandma hides the cookie jars is where the drivers need to reach this evening.
Big service, Dane not surfed around.
At the moment, that's Dane around. That won't affect the race leaders, my friend. And it's a bit of a challenge up the road. Keep it on Scott Rankin as well, too. He's putting a bit of pressure on Travis. And Travis, he needs to try to jump Stevie here. Because Travis had a race 1 result in P1. And he wants to get a P1 result to go back-to-back on this one. Scotty can make a bit of a difference on this one, but I think if anything, Travis Hunt needs to be focusing forward on Bugsy. Bugsy needs this race result here to make sure a little bit of spin in the background.
That's Van der Kraan. That's Van der Kraan.
That's Vanny off. Vanny's can't handle the pressure at the moment. Unfortunately, he is going to be deep diving into places he doesn't want to do, and he's going to drop back further. Yep, he's definitely struggling right now with that Ford, and I can't blame him because it's a Ford. Anyway, further back up the field, mate, this is where you need to be focusing, because Bugsy got a hold on the pressure there from Travi, got a hold on the pressure from Scotty. This is crucial in the dying stage of this race. And a couple laps to go, mate, and this is it. Championship points are just around the corner for these drivers. This is great.
24 of 26. Van der Kraan, I can't believe that Van der Kraan, I was just thinking, Van der Kraan's got this lovely clear air in front of him to start to close that gap up after Dane spun in front of him. And he's just overcooked it. He's found himself back in P14. That's going to make a huge difference in points.
He's lost so many places, mate. He just spin at the moment. You see on the pictures live. The racing line too. That's Troy. That's Troy Sippel. Troy has to stay. He has to stay exactly where he is. He can't even move, because if he moves forward, he's going to break somebody's racing line. If he moves backwards, now he can move.
finally gets it spun around back in P2.
Hey, Troy, good on you, mate. That was very good sportsmanship to do it. It's frustrating to do it because you're going to lose so many places, but you did the right thing for the drivers, mate. You did. Pat on the back for Troy. Pat on the back for you, mate.
Now, Van der Kran's managed to pick up a spot in all that chaos on the way past Sipple. Bit of movement, he picks up another one. He's just gone past Michael Hayes. Now it's Gary Buckland up ahead. Let's see what Van der Kran can do here.
Mate, he's going to be struggling. He's going to be like is that clock
He's in traffic now. He's in traffic.
Yeah. He needs to settle on points. He needs to settle on what he can do right now. It's more about Bugsy holding off on this racing lead from Travie, because Bugsy needs to be ahead of Bugsy. Bugsy needs to be ahead of Travis Hunt because Travie got Bugsy on race 1. So, and they were very close in the championship anyway.
There from Rankin. Look, honestly, for these guys, I think either way, like, yeah, Varga want to finish ahead, absolutely. But there's not going to be a huge difference in points gained here from whether they finish 1-2 like this or if they swap around. The main thing for them, Matt Van der Kran's still back in P12.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Barrage on Scotty.
A lap and a half to go. Here goes
Rankin. On the outside. M1 Racing driving. Can't get the exit out of that one, my friend. He'll try. But I'll tell you what, Scotty knows best of racing, and holds on currently at the moment that P3 position with the Ford.
Really
That's
just
right, it
so.
is a Ford.
Chris Burridge is looking for the way past.
Yeah, I just looking to get over that. Anyway.
Take a look though, Sean Vandermeulen just behind. Huge pressure on Matthew Stoyles. Right on big lock up there from Stoyles as well.
And he just says, yeah, hold the way.
And Jamie Knight goes through. Jamie Knight gets through on Vandermeulen. I think Vandermeulen just got caught up a little bit in the lockup of Stoyles ahead, and that gave Knight the opportunity he needed to make it through. So around we go again. And off in the distance, here comes Stephen Varga and Trav.
Keep it on the pressure. Yeah, Travi's got a big run here. He might have the slipstream in the main straight, mate.
Varga's doing everything he can to throw him off. This is the last lap now. Varga playing a huge defensive game, weaving all over that.
Travis got the grip. Travis got the pressure. I hate to say it, the Ford is actually a little bit better than Holden right now. And it may not be the Sheen, but maybe the pilot. But I'll tell you what, Travis is hunting this one down at the moment. He knows every little mistake that Stevie Varga is making. But does he have enough track left? Because it's the final lap.
Almost halfway through here. It's not looking good for Trav Hunt, but Matt Van der Kran's still back in 12th. So either way, these guys taking a chunk of points out of that championship lead for Van der Kran.
He's got to size him up. When does he get the overtake done now? Look at this. He's sizing him up. He's about 2 tenths behind. Yep, and now he has to try to make a late dive here. This will be a biscuit for the biscuit move. Late breaker goes off the racing line as well. Oh, I don't know where you could possibly do it here from now. You get to the switcheroo. There he goes, under. What you gotta do is brake and get on the power there. He slides the rear around. He's lost that little bit of power. He won't be able to do it now. Bugsy holds on. I think Bugsy has it. I don't think Travis is throwing it around. He's going to throw it around the exit there. It's big time points lost.
He's gone too hard. He finds himself back in P5 now.
That is crucial for the points that Bugsy gets it.
Takes the win. What a huge finish. Trav Hunt.
Oh, from P2 to P6 is
puts it into
devastating. He is frustrated. He's throwing that machine in the fence. He is annoyed at himself, and I agree with you, mate. That is not the way you wanted to finish that one. A P2 would have been just fine at worst case scenario, but Travi fenced the car. He's beached it, and he is not a happy camper because he realised that may have just cost him a championship.
What a finish. What a finish. Let's take a look at those results. So Stephen Varga takes the win ahead of Scott Rankin after Travis Hunt overcooks it. finds himself back in P6. Chris Burridge takes third, Jamie McKnight in fourth, Matthew Stoyles in fifth, Trav Daly. That's going to be an interesting one on points because Trav Hunt and Trav Daly were right next to each other in the championship before as well. Vandermeulen taking out 8th with Damon Fisher in 9th and Chad Vigar taking out P10. Gary Buckland 11th ahead of Matt Vanderkraan all the way back in P12 after blowing that engine up earlier. I can't wait to get a look at those points as we get into the final round on Tuesday night coming into Bathurst. That's going to be huge. Reg James in 13th, Nick Heusler back in 14th, Daniel Sheriffs and Michael Hayes 15th and 16th with James Hardy and Dane Nothdurft rounding out that top 18 you see on your screen there. What a massive finish that was, Biggles.
Oh, there's a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about. Travi, I'm talking to you about that one, mate. Late dive, late send.
Just huge, wasn't it?
Bugsy as well. Good on you, mate, because you got your certain championship hopes back into that one because not the best race results in there. Because remember, when you're all ahead of a championship leader, is not even in that racing leaderboard you're seeing right now.
No.
Then you've got a chance at the top here. You're taking chunks of points away from a championship leader here. So you can't be throwing them away, Travi. I got words of you, mate.
A huge finish. I tell you what, I was excited for Bathurst before. Now we're gonna have to go away and do some numbers on the championship points because that could be an absolute game changer, that race tonight. Matt Vanderkraan finishing back in 12th in the second race. Stephen Varga up in P1. Mate, I don't know about you, but I am super keen for Tuesday night's race.
Don't even get me excited, mate. We're still getting over this race.
Yeah,
and wow, I mean, to everybody coming into supporting it. And I know it's a Sunday night late for a lot of drivers, and on top of it, a lot of drivers are actually at the moment, I believe, practicing
those practice laps. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Getting ready Tuesday night, usual channel, usual time. Biggles and I will be there bringing it to you, of course, on behalf of Simple Racing Broadcasts. But that's it for the penultimate round of the Alliance Sim Racing Round 9 V8 Supercars here at Portimão. Biggles, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure bringing it along tonight. As we see the smoke down on the Bain Straight as one of the drivers just finishes off their tyres before heading back to the pits. Mate, I don't know about you, but I cannot wait. We're only 2 nights away from the finish of this season, and it's all still to play for.
Bring on Bathurst.
Bring on Bathurst. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until Tuesday night, do look after yourselves. We're looking forward to bringing you the wrap-up of this season. And until next time, you look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye for now.